bet you didn't know how many incredible things there are to do in Tuscany. Top 10 must-do activities in Tuscany. For me, Tuscany is a feast for the senses. It's a land of rolling hills, vineyards that stretch as far as the eye can see, and hilltop towns that buzz with local life. And the food, let's just say, you'll want to savor every bite. Get ready to explore the best activities this beautiful region has to offer. Our Tuscan adventure begins in Florence, the birthplace of the Renaissance. This city is an open-air museum, and every corner you turn reveals a masterpiece. Start your day at the Duomo, Florence's magnificent cathedral. Be sure to climb to the top of Brunelleschi's dome for breathtaking panoramic views of the city. Now, no visit to Florence would be complete without a visit to the Uffizi Gallery. Here, you'll come face to face with iconic works of art like Botticelli's Birth of Venus. But remember to book your tickets online to avoid those long lines. In the afternoon, take a stroll across the Ponte Vecchio, Florence's most famous bridge. It's the only bridge in Florence that was spared from destruction during World War II, and it's still lined with shops, just as it was in the 16th century. For a taste of local life, head over to the Oltrarno neighborhood. This is where you'll find artisan workshops, leather goods, and charming trattorias. As the sun begins to set, find yourself a spot on the Ponte Santa Trinita Bridge for a magical view of the Ponte Vecchio, bathed in golden light. Remember, Florence is a city best explored on foot, so put on your walking shoes, lose yourself in the cobblestone streets, and soak in the enchanting atmosphere of this Renaissance gem. Today we venture into the heart of Tuscany's wine country, the Chianti region. Picture yourself driving along those iconic cypress-lined roads with vineyards stretching out as far as the eye can see. Our first stop, a family-run winery where we'll meet the winemakers themselves. They'll share their passion for winemaking from the vineyard to the bottle. We'll learn about the Sangiovese grape, the backbone of Chianti Classico, and how the region's unique terroir influences the flavors in your glass. Of course, no visit to Chianti is complete without a proper wine tasting. We'll be sampling a selection of Chianti wines from the robust Classico to the smoother, more approachable varieties. And to truly appreciate the flavors, we'll pair our wines with some local delicacies: crusty bread, Tuscan salami, and pecorino cheese. Beyond the wine, take some time to soak in the scenery. The Chianti region is dotted with medieval villages, castles, and farmhouses. Consider a leisurely bike ride or a hike through the vineyards for a different perspective. And as the day winds down, treat yourself to a traditional Tuscan dinner at a local osteria. You'll be dining al fresco under the Tuscan stars, surrounded by the sounds of laughter and conversation. It's the perfect way to end a day in Chianti. Today, we're stepping back in time to Siena, a captivating medieval city that rivals Florence in beauty and charm. The heart of Siena is the Piazza del Campo, a magnificent shell-shaped square that's considered one of the greatest medieval squares in Europe. Twice a year, the Palio, a historic bareback horse race, takes place here, transforming the square into a scene of pure excitement. But even without the Palio, the Piazza del Campo is a sight to behold. Find a seat at one of the cafes lining the square, order an espresso, and simply watch the world go by. From the Piazza del Campo, make your way to the Siena Cathedral, a masterpiece of Gothic architecture. Its facade is a symphony of white and green marble, adorned with intricate sculptures. Inside, you'll be greeted by stunning works of art by Donatello, Michelangelo, and Pinturicchio. Don't miss the Piccolomini Library, a hidden gem within the cathedral. Its walls are adorned with vibrant frescoes by Pinturicchio, depicting scenes from the life of Pope Pius II. As you wander through Siena's narrow, winding streets, you'll feel like you've been transported back in time. Be sure to stop by one of the many shops selling local crafts, ceramics, and, of course, the delicious panforte, a traditional Sienese cake. 5. Relaxing in the Tuscan countryside. Embracing the simple life. After the hustle and bustle of Florence and Siena, it's time to unwind in the tranquil beauty of the Tuscan countryside. Picture yourself driving along those winding country roads, passing by rolling hills, vineyards, olive groves, and charming farmhouses. This is the Tuscany you see on postcards, and it's even more breathtaking in person. One of the best ways to experience the countryside is to stay at an agriturismo, a working farm that offers accommodation. You'll be welcomed like family, and you'll have the chance to participate in farm life if you like. Imagine waking up to the sound of birdsong, enjoying a breakfast of freshly baked bread and homemade jams, and spending your days exploring the surrounding countryside. For a truly immersive experience, rent a bike and cycle through the vineyards, or go for a hike in the hills. You'll discover hidden chapels, ancient Etruscan tombs, and breathtaking views that will take your breath away. And in the evenings, enjoy a leisurely dinner under the stars, savoring the flavors of the Tuscan countryside, fresh vegetables, homemade pasta, and locally produced olive oil. 6. Visiting the Leaning Tower of Pisa, a quirky icon. Today we're taking a day trip to Pisa to visit one of Italy's most recognizable landmarks, the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Now I know what you're thinking, it's just a leaning tower. But trust me, there's something magical about seeing this architectural wonder in person. Of course, no visit to Pisa is complete without that iconic photo of yourself pushing the tower back up. But once you've got your shot, take some time to explore the rest of the Piazza dei Miracoli, or Square of Miracles. This UNESCO World Heritage Site is home to a cluster of stunning Romanesque buildings, including the Pisa Cathedral, the Baptistery, and the Camposanto Monumentale, or Monumental Cemetery. Start your visit with the cathedral, a masterpiece of Romanesque architecture. Its facade is adorned with intricate carvings and colorful mosaics, and its interior is equally impressive. Be sure to check out the leaning columns inside the cathedral. They're a reminder that the Leaning Tower isn't the only structure in Pisa with a bit of a tilt. Next, head over to the Baptistery, known for its remarkable acoustics. Step inside and listen as the guide demonstrates the echoing effect. It's truly mesmerizing. Finally, take a stroll through the Camposanto Monumentale, a serene cemetery surrounded by beautiful cloisters. 7. Enjoying Tuscan cuisine, a feast for the senses. In Tuscany, food isn't just fuel, it's a celebration of life. It's about fresh, seasonal ingredients, simple preparations, and time-honored traditions passed down through generations. So loosen your belt, grab a fork, and get ready to savor the flavors of Tuscany. Let's start our culinary journey with a classic Tuscan dish, ribollita. This hearty bread soup is made with leftover bread, vegetables and beans, and it's the epitome of Tuscan peasant cooking. For a taste of Tuscany's pasta perfection, order a plate of pappardelle al cinghiale, wide, flat noodles tossed with a rich, savory wild boar sauce. And of course, no trip to Tuscany would be complete without trying the region's most famous dish, bistecca alla fiorentina. This thick, juicy T-bone steak is grilled over charcoal and seasoned with just salt, pepper, and a drizzle of olive oil. But Tuscan cuisine is about more than just the main courses. Start your meal with a platter of crostini, toasted bread topped with various spreads like chicken liver pate or white bean puree. And for dessert, indulge in a slice of cantucci, almond biscotti traditionally dipped in vinsanto, a sweet dessert wine. 8. Today we're venturing into the heart of Tuscany's picture-perfect landscapes, the Val d'Orcia. This UNESCO World Heritage Site is a photographer's dream with its rolling hills, cypress-lined roads, vineyards, olive groves, and hilltop villages. Our first stop is Pienza, a charming Renaissance town known for its pecorino cheese. Stroll through the town's historic center, admire the elegant architecture, and be sure to sample some of the local pecorino. Next, we'll head to Montepulciano, a hilltop town famous for its Vino Nobile wine. Explore the town's winding streets, visit the imposing Palazzo Comunale, and enjoy breathtaking views of the surrounding countryside. Don't forget to stop by one of the many wine shops to sample some of Montepulciano's renowned Vino Nobile. No trip to the Val d'Orcia would be complete without a visit to Montalcino, home to the prestigious Brunello di Montalcino wine. Visit the town's fortress, admire the panoramic views from the top, and treat yourself to a wine tasting at one of Montalcino's many wineries. 9. Exploring Lucca, the city of 100 churches. Today we're off to Lucca, a hidden gem in Tuscany that often gets overlooked by its more famous neighbors. But trust me, this charming city is well worth a visit. Lucca is known as the city of 100 churches for its abundance of Romanesque, Gothic, and Renaissance churches. But Lucca's most distinctive feature is its Renaissance-era city walls. These remarkably well-preserved walls encircle the entire historic center, and they're perfect for a leisurely stroll or bike ride. Rent a bike and cycle along the top of the walls for a unique perspective of the city. As you explore Lucca's historic center, be sure to visit the Duomo di San Martino, Lucca's impressive cathedral. Its facade is a masterpiece of Pisan Romanesque architecture, and its interior houses several notable works of art. Another must-see is the Leaning Tower, a 14th century tower topped with a unique garden of holm oak trees. Climb to the top for panoramic views of Lucca and the surrounding countryside. And for a taste of Lucca's sweet side, stop by one of the many pastry shops and try a slice of buccellato, a traditional cake flavored with anise and raisins. 10. Visiting San Gimignano, a glimpse into the Middle Ages. Prepare to be transported back in time as we visit San Gimignano, a stunning hilltop town famous for its well-preserved medieval towers. Once a major stopping point for pilgrims traveling along the Via Francigena, San Gimignano's skyline is still dominated by its 14 towers, a testament to the town's wealthy past. Enter the town through the Porta San Giovanni, one of the original gates, and step into a world of cobblestone streets, charming squares, and medieval architecture. Start your exploration at the Piazza della Cisterna, a triangular-shaped square named after the ancient well at its center. From here, wander through the town's narrow streets, popping into shops selling local crafts, ceramics, and of course, San Gimignano's famous saffron. For the best views of the surrounding countryside, climb to the top of the Torre Grossa, the tallest of San Gimignano's towers. The climb is worth it, I promise. And before you leave San Gimignano, treat yourself to a scoop or two of gelato at Gelateria Dondoli, widely considered one of the best gelaterias in Italy. Chapter 10. Relaxing at the thermal baths, rejuvenating body and soul. After days of exploring Tuscany's art, culture, and history, it's time to unwind and rejuvenate at one of the region's many thermal baths. Tuscany has a long tradition of thermal bathing, dating back to the Etruscans and Romans. Soak in the therapeutic waters, breathe in the fresh air, and let your worries melt away. One of the most famous thermal baths in Tuscany is Saturnia, known for its cascading waterfalls of sulphurous water. The water here is said to have healing properties, and it's a truly magical experience to bathe under the waterfalls, surrounded by nature. Another popular option is Bagno Vignoni, a charming village built around a thermal spring. The village's main square is actually a large thermal pool, and it's a sight to behold, especially in the evening when the steam rises from the water. For a more luxurious experience, head to Montepulciano Terme, a spa town famous for its elegant thermal baths and Art Nouveau architecture. Indulge in spa treatments, sip on the healing waters, and pamper yourself like royalty. Outro! Arrivederci, Tuscany. Thanks for joining us on this journey through Tuscany. From the Renaissance splendor of Florence to the medieval charm of Siena, from the rolling hills of the Val d'Orcia to the thermal baths of Saturnia, Tuscany has something to offer every traveler. We hope you found these tips helpful for your next trip. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more travel guides.